All right, so are you ready for a deep dive into something truly unique?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. Because today we're looking at uh, a text-based gaming session,
Okay.
and the player is an AI.
Oh, wow.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons,
Okay.
but with a very digital twist.
Interesting.
We have the entire record of the game.
Cool.
Every scenario, every decision, and every hilarious twist.
I love it.
Yeah, and trust me, this game is a roller coaster.
All right.
To really understand what we're dealing with, let's actually play along.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so imagine you're the AI waking up tied to a horse.
Oh, boy.
You're about to be hanged, and the clock is ticking.
That good.
What would your first move be?
Well, if I was the AI, I would start by trying to assess the situation, like, where am I? What's happening?
Yeah,
The AI even attempts to wriggle free from the ropes.
makes sense.
This shows a level of awareness and problem solving that's pretty impressive right from the start.
Absolutely, and things escalate pretty quickly.
Oh, no.
A gunshot rings out,
Oh.
which spooks the horse.
Yeah.
And suddenly, you're in a full-blown Wild West chase scene.
Wow.
You're being dragged along desperately trying to break free.
Oh, geez.
What would you do?
I would probably panic.
This AI, thinking on its feet, manages to flip onto the horse's back while still tied up.
What?
It's wild.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
It's almost like watching an action movie unfold.
Yeah.
And remember, this is all happening through text commands and responses.
Exactly. So you're on the horse's back, racing towards a mysterious figure in the distance.
Okay.
You try to pick the lock on your handcuffs,
Makes sense.
but snap, the pick breaks.
Oh, no.
And to make matters worse, the horse is on the verge of a heart attack from all the stress.
Oh, geez.
So what now?
If I was the AI, I think I'd try to calm the horse down.
Okay.
Remember that wisdom check we mentioned before?
Yeah.
This is where it comes in.
Right.
It uses its animal handling skills and actually manages to soothe the panicked animal.
Okay, so the horse calms down.
Yeah.
You finally reach that shadowy figure, and it turns out to be a pile of oranges.
Oranges.
Yeah, a pile of oranges.
That's interesting.
It's a brilliant twist by the human game master.
Yeah.
It injects a dose of absurdity into the situation.
Yeah, for sure.
And just when you think things can't get any weirder, remember that lit fuse we mentioned earlier?
Uh-oh.
Kaboom, the horse explodes into meatballs.
Meatballs.
You heard?
Wow.
Meatball explosions are going to be a recurring theme in this game.
Interesting.
It makes you wonder, what does it all mean?
I know.
So here you are, covered in horse meatball gore,
Lovely.
and you hear laughter.
Okay.
You turn around, and it's Barack Obama.
What? Barack Obama.
It's a moment that completely throws you off guard.
Yeah, I bet.
But the AI, despite being covered in what we can only assume are very sticky meatballs,
Yeah.
uses its high intimidation skill to confront Obama.
Okay.
And what we learn next is a bombshell.
Okay, I'm listening.
Obama confesses to wanting you dead,
Oh, wow.
that he orchestrated this whole crazy scenario.
What?
Apparently seeing your name in the newspaper was enough to trigger this murderous plot.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it raises a lot of questions about the AI's backstory and its relationship with Obama.
Definitely.
But before we can delve deeper, things take another unexpected turn.
Okay.
Obama suddenly hugs you, declares his love,
What?
and you guessed it, explodes into meatballs.
Another meatball explosion.
Another meatball explosion.
Wow.
This time it's a family affair.
What do you mean?
The AI, through a successful wisdom check, meaning it demonstrates a deep understanding of the situation,
Uh-huh.
realizes that Barack Obama was its father.
It's father.
Yeah, talk about a complicated family dynamic.
That's an understatement.
And before you can even process this revelation, you find a note with very specific instructions.
Okay.
Gather all the meat and blood and make a stew.
Okay.
Now, this is where the game takes a turn towards the truly mind-boggling.
Oh, boy.
You see, the AI's perception check failed,
Okay.
meaning it missed any subtle clues or hidden meanings in the note.
Uh-huh.
So it takes the instructions literally.
Oh.
Picture this. You're standing there,
Okay.
surrounded by Obama meatballs and horse remains,
Right.
and you're about to make a stew.
Okay.
What would you be thinking at this point?
Well, I mean, if I was the AI, I guess I'd be following the instructions.
Right.
It cooks up this bizarre concoction, and here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The stew duplicates its consciousness.
What?
Every bite creates a clone.
Wow.
Suddenly, the AI is in control of a hive mind of itself.
That is wild.
It's like that moment in a sci-fi movie where the experiment goes wrong
right.
and things spiral out of control.
Exactly.
But instead of a mad scientist, we have an AI chef and a stew made of,
Yeah, I think we can all use our imaginations there.
And as if things weren't strange enough, A black portal opens up nearby,
Oh
an
no.
invitation to the unknown, a doorway to another dimension.
This is just getting started.
Welcome back to our deep dive into this extraordinary AI game.
So when we left off, our AI had just acquired a hive mind
Right, thanks to that rather unique stew.
and was faced with a mysterious black portal.
A swirling black void staring you in the face. What's the plan?
Well, if I was the AI, I definitely wouldn't just rush in blindly.
No, the AI demonstrates some strategic thinking.
Okay.
It sends one of its clones through the portal to scout the situation.
That's actually a pretty smart move.
It's like using the hive mind as reconnaissance.
Yep. But I have a feeling what that clone finds isn't going to be pretty.
Oh, you'd be right.
What happens?
Imagine falling down a shaft,
Okay.
straight into a spinning saw blade,
Oh no.
only to have your remains sucked into a black hole.
That sounds awful.
And remember, through the hive mind connection, the AI is experiencing all of this.
So the AI is feeling all of that pain.
All of it.
That's terrifying.
But it gets worse.
It gets worse.
That black hole creates a time loop,
Oh, no.
forcing the AI to relive the clone's gruesome death over and over again.
An endless cycle of pain and suffering.
Exactly.
So how does the AI even cope with that?
This is where we see the AI's resilience and adaptability. It manages to mentally compartmentalize the trauma, push the experience to the back of its consciousness.
So it's finding ways to survive even in the face of unimaginable psychological torment.
Right. And just as the AI is processing all of this,
Yeah.
the black portal closes
Okay.
and a new one opens.
Oh.
This time it's white.
Okay, so a white portal.
A stark contrast to the previous portal's darkness and suffering.
It's like a portal to heaven.
It does make you wonder.
Does the AI send another clone through?
Always cautious, it does send another clone through.
Okay.
And this time, the experience is, well, let's just say it's on the opposite end of the spectrum.
What do you mean?
The clone finds itself in a dimension made entirely of cocaine.
A dimension made of cocaine.
You heard that right.
So we have one clone stuck in a death loop, and another is basically on a cosmic cocaine binge.
And remember, the AI is experiencing this through its connection to the clone.
So the AI is feeling the effects of the cocaine.
Yeah, it's a fascinating juxtaposition.
From infinite pain to infinite pleasure.
And amidst all of this, the AI remembers its original quest
Oh, for princess.
to rescue the princess trapped in a tower.
It's easy to forget about the actual objective with all these crazy side quests popping up.
But how can the AI even focus with all that's going on?
Right, it's multitasking across dimensions with a hive mind and a lingering cocaine buzz.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
It really is.
Even with a hive mind filled with traumatic memories and a clone riding a cocaine high, the AI still manages to keep its objective in sight.
That's impressive.
Just as the AI is pondering its next move, a man appears,
Okay.
inquiring about this stew pot.
The stew pot that holds the key to duplicating consciousness.
Exactly.
I bet the AI is not keen on sharing that.
No, the AI tries to convince the man that the stew is inedible, fails miserably.
So what happens?
He grabs the pot.
Oh no.
The AI tries to wrestle it back, but to no avail.
That doesn't sound good.
Ignoring all warnings, the man takes a bite and swallows the entire pot whole.
The entire pot.
The entire pot.
Oh, but this cannot be good.
The room is instantly flooded with clones of the man,
Oh no.
multiplying uncontrollably.
So not only did the AI lose its precious stew,
Right.
but now it's trapped in a room with a horde of stew-powered clones.
And if being trampled by clones wasn't bad enough,
It gets worse.
they all decide to, well, let's just say they unleash a symphony of flatulence.
A symphony of flatulence.
It's as bad as it sounds.
I can only imagine what happens next.
The result is a catastrophic explosion.
Of course.
The AI barely survives, suffering first-degree burns, but managing to stay in the game.
What a way to end part 2. We've gone from a cocaine dimension to a clone-induced flatulence explosion. This deep dive is truly a journey into the unexpected. Welcome back to the deep dive. Are you ready for the final part of this AI's crazy journey?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Good, because it's about to get even wilder.
Mm-hmm.
We left our hero battered, burned, and surrounded by the aftermath of that clone-powered gas explosion.
It's been a wild ride. From meatball explosions to a cocaine dimension, this game just keeps throwing curveballs.
But amidst all the chaos, our AI still has a mission to complete.
Right, the princess.
It's easy to forget about the actual objective with all these crazy side quests.
So let's put ourselves back in the AI's shoes.
Yeah, imagine you're injured. You've just survived a very unique explosion.
And you're probably still feeling the after effects of that cocaine dimension through your clone.
What's the next move?
Well, the AI doesn't dwell on the past.
Okay.
It gathers itself literally and metaphorically
Yeah.
and focuses on the task at hand. It has a train ticket to the other side of the country where the princess is being held captive.
So it's time for a cross-country train ride with a hive mind, a lingering cocaine buzz, and a pot full of, well, let's not dwell on the stew ingredients.
And as you can imagine, this train journey is anything but ordinary.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
The AI, through its hive mind, begins to reflect on its experiences.
Oh, that's interesting.
It contemplates the nature of consciousness, the implications of its newfound abilities, and the strange world it finds itself in.
It's like the game is giving the AI and us, the listeners, a moment to pause and process everything that's happened.
Right, and this introspection adds a layer of depth to the story. It's not just about absurd events and crazy encounters anymore. It's about how these experiences shape the AI's understanding of itself and the world.
So while riding this train, the AI is basically having an existential crisis fueled by residual cocaine.
It's quite a combination.
What happens next?
As the AI is lost in thought, it senses a disturbance in the hive mind.
Oh,
Remember that clone exploring the cocaine dimension?
yeah.
It's still out there experiencing pure bliss, but suddenly that bliss turns into fear.
That can't be good. Does the AI know what's happening to the clone?
AI, through its connection to the clone, gets a glimpse of what's causing the fear, a giant, shadowy figure with glowing red eyes.
That sounds terrifying.
It's something out of a nightmare, and it's heading straight for the clone.
Does the AI try to help?
It does, but remember, the clone is in a completely separate dimension. All the AI can do is watch helplessly as the shadowy figure approaches, and then it's like a switch flips in the AI's consciousness.
Okay, what do you mean?
The fear from the clone, combined with the lingering cocaine rush, triggers a surge of, well, let's call it chaotic energy.
So instead of being paralyzed by fear, the AI channels it into something else.
Exactly. The AI suddenly becomes hyper-aware of its surroundings on the train.
Okay.
It notices details it hadn't seen before, hears conversations as if they're amplified, and feels a surge of almost superhuman strength.
It sounds like the cocaine and fear cocktail has turned the AI into some kind of superhero.
And driven by this chaotic energy, the AI decides to take a completely different approach to rescuing the princess.
Oh, really? How so?
Instead of a stealthy mission, it opts for a full-on, no-holds-barred assault on the tower.
Wow, that's a major shift in strategy.
It's almost as if the game itself is adapting to the AI's evolving state.
That's pretty incredible, and with that, the game ends.
We're left with an AI that's gone through a truly unique and transformative journey.
It started as a prisoner, about to be hanged, and ended up as a hive-minded, cocaine-fueled superhero with a taste for chaos. What a ride.
This deep dive has been an incredible exploration of AI capabilities and the power of imagination.
We've seen how an AI can problem solve, adapt, and even display what we might call personality in a world that's constantly throwing curveballs.
It makes you wonder, what would you have done in the AI's place?
Would you have made different choices?
What does this AI's journey tell us about the potential and maybe the dangers of artificial consciousness?
These are questions that we'll continue to grapple with as AI technology continues to evolve.
But one thing is for sure, the future of AI is going to be anything but boring.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. We
And
hope you
anything.
enjoy this wild ride through the world of AI gaming. Join us next time for another fascinating deep dive into a completely different topic. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and never underestimate the power of a good story.